Since this is a review about the actual movie, I'll try not to talk too much about the controversies behind the scenes, but I'm gonna acknowledge them because I've seen some stuff on YouTube, even on the DVD about it, and from the Dead Meat channel. One character was underage during the filming of this movie, and they almost had a scene put in the movie with her naked, and they actually did record it, but they didn't put it in the movie. Which is insane. They had a minor naked, and they thought that was a good idea. And then another person got drugs put in their face to continue a scene. And the final girl from the first movie was stalked by a fan, a perverted fan, not too long after the first movie. But rumors spread around that she didn't want to return because she wanted like a huge paycheck because she thinks she's famous now. So it pissed off a lot of people on set, and she got killed off early in the movie. It was a very weird thing. Anyways, let's talk about the actual movie. Of course, I thought this was really clever, but then it didn't really go the way I was thinking. But I assumed since obviously Jason is the killer now, that we were gonna see him kill people, and it wasn't gonna be like Mrs. Voorhees, where um they did like first person stuff and you didn't see her till near the end of the movie. We never even see her kill people. We just see the bodies or the weapons going into their face and shit like that. So when they were like following her around and she's getting changed, and then she gets in the shower and it looks like someone's about to pull the curtain open, and then she's the one that opens it and she's looking directly into the camera. I thought it was gonna be like, yeah, nobody's following her. And they're trying to trick the audience, but then she gets killed in a first person shot. It was so dumb. Then they kill the only other character from the first movie who wasn't, that big of a character, Ralph, who was just the town crazy who told people they were doomed, and he gets killed while watching people make out. And now we're just stuck with a bunch of characters that we don't really know. Dude in a wheelchair who unfortunately passed away like in 1995 due to the AIDS virus. Um, there's this girl that is definitely not subtly flirting with him throughout the movie. It's pretty funny. They were definitely two of my favorite characters. It's a very cool scene. But unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he's one of the, first to go, campers wise, besides this pervert and this one girl that gets taken care of. But, I didn't even really pay attention to him. They barely felt like characters to me. So he's the first character to die. Because he actually has development, and they talk about how he doesn't, want to stay in the wheelchair forever. The doctor thinks it's permanent, but he doesn't. Because he doesn't plan to stay in it forever. Sadly, he dies. It's even more sad because the girl gets all dressed up for him, and she's so happy, and then she gets killed too. Then there's obviously the other two that get killed or somewhat developed. The one being the person that was underage, and the other being some other dude that really didn't do much. It's just really not that interesting of a movie to me. He also kills a cop somewhere in the movie with like a hammer. He has like all tons of different weapons. I don't even think he uses an axe in this movie, even though there's an axe on the cover. I know it was used in the first one by Mrs. Voorhees. He uses a machete, a pitchfork, a hammer, ice pick. He uses a bunch of different shit. But I don't remember him using an axe. Which makes it even weirder that, like, the machete became his known weapon when he uses all these different weapons in his first movie. I thought it was stupid, though, with the pitchfork. Because, like, he puts it fucking through the roof. But he chooses to go on the side that she's not on. And then just, like, reaches his hand in there to try and get her on the passenger side when she's in the driver's seat. Why didn't he just get on the top of the roof and use the pitchfork on the side she's in? Probably would have stabbed her in the head, too. But he's not very smart. They also used the R slur in this movie before it was a slur, when it was a medical diagnosis. Because it used to be a medical diagnosis. And they use it in that way. They don't use it in the slur way. But I still wanted to mention that. Also, there's a dog that clearly looks like one of the campers' dog, Muffin, that's dead. But then, near the end of the movie, it's alive, and it's the reason she gets jump scared by Jason, because she's paying more attention to fucking the dog. It's just such a weird ending. And then she's asking about where Paul is. And then the movie just kind of ends. It shows the decapitated head of Jason's mom again that we saw like twice in the movie. And that's how the movie ends, just showing her head randomly. It's a very odd movie. A very weird start to a super popular series. So I wonder when these movies are going to get really good, if they even are. Jason doesn't even wear his hockey mask, he just kind of wears a cheap pillowcase. And that has like a little hole poked into it. There's also one scene where it looks like he's wearing nail polish. Like a little bit of black nail polish on his nail. It might be dirt or something. And it's right before he kills this girl, Terry. It's also not very graphic, just like the first movie. It's even less because of the fact that the first one got so popular, so they really wanted to tone down the violence, even though they did want another sequel. They're like, yeah, you're super popular. One of the reasons you're popular was because it's a good movie and good gore, but you need to tone down the gore. Pretty dumb. But yeah, that's really about it. It's a confusing, kind of boring movie that I didn't really care for.